Hi everyone, I'm Joe Guzzo, and you're watching Folk Project Television. Now today's show is going to feature Circle Around the Sun. We've had them on the show a few times before, and they seem to be pretty popular. We get a lot of viewers, so we're going to keep showing them as often as we can. They gave us some new music. They had some help with the recordings, and I think you'll appreciate what they've done for you. So we're going to do that today. Now, of course, everyone is aware that the new year is here, and nothing's really changed since last year. We still have a pandemic out there, and the Folk Project is still doing as many online activities as we possibly can. And sadly, we had to close the Troubadour again. And we're hoping that we can get it back open in a few months, but we will see. Anyone who's interested in seeing a band at a live venue through the Folk Project, just give a look on our webpage. That webpage is folkproject.org. Again, that's folkproject.org. If you have anyone that you'd like to see or have me interview this year, let me know. We'll try to set something up. And if you have anything that you would like to hear from the archives, let me know that as well. I'll be very happy to dig through the Horses Sing None of It archives and find musicians and performers who were on that show and re-air their broadcasts here. Now, without any further ado, I would like to bring Circle Around the Sun on. We're going to do an interview, we're going to do some songs, and we're going to do some more interviews and some more songs. And when we're all done, hopefully there'll be a smile on your face and your toes will be a-tapping. Let's give a listen to the interview and some music. Well, welcome back to the show, everyone.
Hi.
Now, we got a new year that's just beginning, and I know everybody's got hopes and dreams for 2022. Now, let's spend a little bit of time examining that. So, other than an end to the pandemic, which obviously everyone wants to see happen, why don't we go around the group, and I'll start with ladies first and ask what your thoughts are for the start of the new year.
Well, please.
I would really hope that we could get back to doing live music jams where everybody could be in the same room, throw in harmony parts and lead guitar riffs and things all in. I really miss that. We have not been able to recreate that yet. I hope we'll be able to.
Okay, and since Jay is sitting right next to you, Jay, what do you say?
Well, I agree with that, but overall society, I'd like society to become a little more decent and a little more civil and a little more compassionate than it's been.
Amen. I agree wholeheartedly. How about you, Chris?
I can't wait if we could get the getaway going again, the Folk Project getaway. I miss that so much. I mean, I miss jamming with people till 4 a.m, then crawling into the room and then skipping breakfast completely because that's way too early.
And how about you, Joe?
I think I'm pretty well grateful for everything that's happening the way it is for me. I have 10 healthy grandchildren, beautiful wife. We're all doing well. It would be nice to get things opened up again and see everyone get together more. I've only been to one getaway, and I would like to experience more of that. But that's about it.
That's enough. How about you, George?
I just can't wait to get out and start playing live again. I just miss that, the whole indoors thing, or playing at the bars, or playing even the library gigs, or any of the stuff that we did as a band. That's a big nothing right now, and we'd like to get it back to at least a little something. Hopefully by the spring.
Yeah.
All right, I wholeheartedly agree with all of those sentiments, and for me, I don't perform as such, but I do go out once a week or once a month, depending upon which venue I'm at, to either jam with people or to just kind of have fun and not think too hard about what I'm playing. And if I make a mistake, who cares, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I miss all that as well. I miss the excitement of the energy that comes back to you when you're performing with other people, or for
Exactly.
other people. Now, you guys as a band, um, are you doing anything live right now, or is it still too far out in the distance?
Yeah, we filmed the video in our garage, and the videos that you're going to be showing, we filmed in the garage. We've got a gig in January that hopefully will be live at the Troubadour. So we'll be opening for Gene Rowe.
Yeah.
So that'll be a fun evening. So we're hoping, we're applying for a lot of stuff. Frankly, there's a lot of outdoor things, and I'm gonna just write away to all of them and see what's actually happening and try to get us in.
Yeah. At the end of last summer, we played for the Warren County Fair, and it was just
Yeah,
great.
The farmer's fair. Yeah.
That was fun.
It was great. There were people
There were
sitting there.
thousands of people.
But there were actually people like sitting in chairs listening to us and
Yeah.
applauding, and it was a real audience, and we were playing for real, for keeps, and it was a blast.
And we
And
had
I just so hope we can do more of that in the
the thing is,
That was
we
a lot
had
of fun.
the problem with the funnel cake toxicity.
Yeah.
I overdid it on the funnel cake.
Not to mention the hot dogs.
Yeah, the hot dogs. It
The corn dogs.
wasn't pretty.
Well, I
We,
got to tell you, last year I went to the Iowa State Fair and I saw the butter cow, and I've just never been the same since.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
Some kind of.
I haven't been out of this house in pretty near to 2 years now.
Oh, no.
Well, there's a good reason for it, as most of my fans, most of the regulars who watch the show know. Carol has a number of health issues, so we can't take too many risks. In fact, we can't take any risks because it's a good probability that if one of us brings home COVID, one of us may die. So we decided we're going to go on the safe side, and we're not going to risk anything. We're not going to leave the house. We're having all of our groceries delivered. They sit out on the porch for a few minutes while their breath leaves the porch. And then I bring everything in, wash it, and put it away. So we've been very, very careful about what we're doing, and that's the way it's going to be until we get our 4th or 5th shot, booster shot. Then we'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Yep.
When we talk about the music that you guys do, one of the nice things I have is that you have voluntarily provided me with quite a few interesting songs, and unless you have a particular desire for them going in a certain order, I'm going to pick them out from just out of the air, and this is the way I was thinking of doing them. And you could always stop me and tell me you'd rather not talk about that one, and we'll go on to a different one.
You're the boss. Go for it.
All righty then. Now, one of the songs you provided was "Make Some Memories." And I enjoyed that song a lot when I listened to it. And so first of all, who wrote the lyrics and who wrote the music?
I wrote the lyrics and Chris wrote the music.
Okay. Any particular, besides what the lyrics actually say, which everybody will hear shortly, is there any kind of hidden story back there?
Well, actually, Chris composed all of the music, and he was kind of minimizing it. Oh, it's not that exciting, but I really liked it. So, I was listening to it as I was walking and getting some ideas, and it just kind of came together. It's hard to say what really inspires you.
Well, Marie's been writing lyrics for years, and I think she has a drawer full. And so Chris will come up with a lick, and then he'll turn it into a song, and there will be something back there in Marie's memory or maybe in the front of her brain or something, and it clicks and it comes together.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Chris inspires me.
Yeah.
It's fun to put the music together, and then I send an email to Marie and Jay, and I say, please take care of this. I'll talk to you in a week.
That sounds a reasonable way to write a song.
It's
I
a
guess
lot of
it's,
fun. It's a group effort.
I guess every writer kind of bounces around between, sometimes they lay down the lyrics first, sometimes they lay down the music first, and sometimes it comes together as a kind of in synergy where you have to do a little bit of each at a time. But rather than talk about it any further, what I'd like to do is to play the song called Make Some Memories. So let's listen to it now.
Well, I can't forget the party where we met. We shared a future, but we didn't know it yet. Our dates were angry, they really made a fuss. We made some memories for each of us. A symphony, our feet won't touch the ground. Hold on and you'll see, let's make some memories. We were crazy kids who did some stupid things.
Let's not worry now about what the future brings.
When we're together, there's no telling what we'll do. Let's make some memories, me and you. Life is short and it is going by too fast. Future turns to present, present turns to past. Let's take the chance to dance a symphony. Our feet won't touch the ground. Hold on and you'll see. Let's make some memories.
Some folks take it slow, but I don't like to wait. We may not get a second chance if we hesitate.
Can't predict the future. There are no guarantees. One way or the other, we'll make some memories.
We could hold our breath and jump into the pool. We could go outside and holler at the moon.
There's so many things I'd really like to do. Let's make some memories, me and you. Life is short and it is going by too fast. Future turns to present, present turns to past. Let's take the chance to dance a symphony. Our feet won't touch the ground. Hold on and you'll see. Let's make some memories. Let's make some memories.
Let's make some memories.
Let's make some memories.
forgot to
Oh,
make notes
back
here.
for notes.
Makeup, makeup,
Makeup, makeup.
makeup.
Carter, get the lint off your shoulders.
Oh, my nose has needed scratching for about 3 minutes.
Woo!
You know,
And he's
ages ago,
recording
when,
this, so, you
when
know,
Gregory,
the outtakes while he's.
Yeah.
when my kid was
Real.
in,
Joe, you're not going to do a blooper reel, are you?
One
We,
never knows.
We should have
One
planned
never
that.
knows.
we had this thing back in long ago when Greg, my son, was in high school. He got picked to be on this show called Frontline PBS, and they had us. They interviewed Ann and I, and we were in the backyard, and they had all these lights and these reflectors. And sure enough, the guy came over with the powder thing on my head, you know, to dull the sun reflection. And he said when we were all finished, he said, do yourself a favor, leave it on, the powder.
Nice.
I thought it was funny.
Don't dust it off. You don't want to blind people, right?
Yes, leave the powder on. So when we took a break, I powdered myself quickly.
Mm.
Now, the next song I'd like us to talk about is, and by the way, most of this conversation that you thought was going to be off camera is not.
Uh,
Okay. Okay.
So surprise, surprise! You thought you were just giving me a little something to go on in between songs. Well, surprise! Here it is.
Okay.
The next song that I'd like to talk about is really very appropriate considering the state of the world. So, what I'd like to do is to talk about "Heaven Help Us." Who wrote it and who wrote the lyrics? Who wrote the music again?
Chris gets credit for this one.
I started that with this kind of a part of a C chord, and just moving the A string around a little bit, and I just kind of like this kind of haunting little intro. And I guess I was, I don't know, I had taken enough Benadryl, I guess, it slowed me down. So I put these words together, and Marie came in with the chorus, which was really perfect. So, but that one was mostly, it just kind of fell together really quickly. Once I
I
had
love this song. I really think this song has a powerful message, and you know, I think it's hauntingly
Timely song.
appropriate.
Well, the thing is, usually, frankly, I try not to get too heavy. I mean, music for me is kind of entertainment, and for me, it's all about the beat and, you know, the funk. I'm into the funk factor. And so this song was really not typical for me, and it turned out pretty well. Again, Marie and Jay come together so nicely on the music, on the singing. And so it worked out pretty well.
Well, this song had a whole lot for me to bite into. You know, I'd love to get a song that I can really emote on, and that's it.
Mhm.
I mean, we have some fun on instrumentals on there. It just it really is. It came out pretty well, and sometimes
Well, we're going to let the viewers judge it for themselves, but I happen to agree with you. In fact, all of the songs you provided, I thought were pretty darn good. So,
thanks.
why don't we just take a break now and listen to "Heaven Help Us"?
Okay.
That was good.
Half-witty. They say the people fighting is a danger to us all. They say the Western fires could push us to the wall. The time has come for us to see the light. The time has come for us to do what's right. They say the ice is melting, the seas are gonna rise. They say the poor are poorer, the market's all-time high. The time has come for us to see the light. The time has come for us to do what's right. Heaven help us. Heaven Heaven help us find the light. They say the bees are dying, soon they'll all be gone. They say the birds are going, won't be heard at dawn. The time has come for us to see the light. The time has come for us to do what's right. Heaven help us. Heaven help us. We've done too little and we've done too much. It's not too late to change. Our kids will be the judge. We'll play a role in what the future brings. If we work together, we can do these things. Whoa. Say the trees are browning, they cannot bear the heat. They say the coasts are drowning, the water floods the street. The time has come for us to see the light. The time has come for us to do what's right. They say the population is growing out the door. They say the planet's warming and cannot take much more. The time has come for us to see the light. The time has come for us to do what's right. Heaven help us. Heaven help us. We've done too little and we've done too much. It's not too late to change. Our kids will be the judge. We'll play a role in what the future brings. If we work together, we can do these things. Heaven help us. Heaven help us to do what's right. To see the light. To do what's right.
Okay.
Oh, you just turned my lights off.
I can't
Oh,
the
you guys
clapper.
don't change. You're the same every year.
The clapper.
See, it's better that I didn't have to explain that.
Yes.
You all understood it.
Yeah, we're all old enough that the clapper has been around for most of our lives.
I remember them.
I could use one, frankly. I mean,
I forget. I
Get
saw
the right
some great.
beat, it could be an air clapper.
I've seen some great skits on TV about the accidents that can happen with the clapper.
oh,
So it's probably not a good thing to have in your home if you have wise asses in the house.
Didn't the teachers used to have that to get your attention, that little click
Oh, the
thing?
clicker, yeah.
The cricket.
But I think nuns were notorious for
Yes.
having
Oh
that.
my God.
You explain that.
Don't get me started.
Now, one of the other songs that I feel has a really apropos title for the day, considering that we're getting into cold weather and the days are shorter, and I don't know about you, but I'm already jonesing for beautiful weather. I think that Homesick for the Sun is a nice place to go.
That's one of my favorites.
Given what I just said. And then I imagine that many of our listeners are going to feel exactly the same.
Yeah.
But what was the
Yeah.
inspiration for the song, first of all?
That one was mine from a very long time ago, back probably in the mid '90s. I wrote that song, and I don't mind winter and cold weather. I don't like dark, and there's a long stretch of gray weather, and it was just getting really, really, really painful. So that was sort of the inspiration, and then it just kind of grew. But I still feel good about that song. I think it's a lot of fun.
Well, since I didn't write it, I can say I think that song just has a great hook.
Yeah, it's a good tune.
Yeah.
And it's kind of bluesy, which is we really like kind of mixing up the feel and the rhythm and the instrumentation. So that one's fun to sing. And Jay does some cool harmony, and Chris does a cool lead, and it's fun.
Now, rather than talk about it any longer, I would really like to let our folks to hear it. Now, did you do the lyrics and the music?
Yeah, for that one. And actually, I don't play guitar, so the challenge is there. Basically, somebody had to figure out what the guitar chords were.
Okay. Yep.
So, and they did. So, but it's nice when somebody else does that part. So it's really great when Chris comes up with the music. It's fun to mess around with all different ways of doing things. Chris has been doing lyrics and melody now too. So I mean, Jay's writing some lyrics. We're all doing stuff, and that part's really fun.
Okay.
And I just basically improvise everything, and what comes out comes out. That's it.
George is our musical conscience. Like if we're practicing and something isn't quite right, George will go, "Wait a minute, how'd that go?" He's always very, very, very diplomatic about it, but
He hasn't been wrong yet.
he keeps us on track.
I don't know how diplomatic he is.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Not with Chris.
It was a nice word, Marie.
All right, then why don't we give it a listen and let everybody enjoy the song.
Okay.
So this is one I wrote a long time ago. It's called Homesick for the Sun. Cloudy skies, rainy days, the world's gone tall and gray. All my bright plans are gone and
one of the most interesting things I find, I love listening to the stories behind titles of songs. And this one sounds like there was this next one that I'd like to introduce is I have to ask, is there some reason one might not trust some roguish gentleman? And who, pray tell, might that rogue be?
Uh-oh.
Could you share the origins of the song Believe Him?
Oh,
The spot, Bree.
Does this believe him?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Right up front, I have to say, this is not about Jay.
So she says.
Okay.
Seriously.
So she says.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, actually, there was this guy I used to work with. He was very high up in the system, and he inspired that song. In fact, a friend and I used to say afterwards, he did it again. We believed him. So it was that. I mean, he was just so good, and he was smart enough and good enough that he's very successful. But there were these little aspects of it, and then of course I twisted it around a little bit. But it basically started about a work colleague.
Okay, well, that's a great song. Now, is the music by you as well?
And actually, Dave Sherman did those chords.
Okay, so that would.
Yeah. So
We've heard Dave before, so
yes,
I
yeah,
certainly
he's a very
appreciate
talented guy.
that. Now, rather than talk about it any further, let's give that a listen. We have one more song that I want to come up with and talk about, which has an interesting name as well. But let's give Believe Me a listen to now.
So this is a song I wrote long ago with our good friend Dave Sherman. Jay always wants me to reassure everybody that this is not about him.
So she says.
This song was written before I knew him, so it's not about him. It's about a guy I used to work with, who was so lucky. No matter what he did, things just worked for him. All right, here we go. It's called "Believe Him."
1, 2, 3.
Makes you believe him with the power of his arms. It makes you believe him even when he lies. He turns it on and warms you like the sun. He'll burn you before day is done. He spins the truth till you're dizzy enough to fall. He looks you in the eye as he explains it all. You can't trust him, he's done this before. And you swore you wouldn't trust him anymore. You want to believe him, you want it to be true. Maybe this time it's different, he's finally coming through. That little voice is telling you he's where he's always been. When you hear what you finally coming through. That little voice is telling you is where he's always been. But you hear what you want, he's fooling you again. You hear what you want, you fool yourself again.
Ray Spritzer's going to be the pièce de résistance.
What's that?
I think we're guessing which one you're going to do last. It's
Well,
Jay's favorite.
The last one is Rain Spritzer, because that's
Yeah.
the only one remaining out of the 5 you gave me.
Well, that's how I figured it out.
The old process of elimination. Yeah.
Uh, First of all, how did Rain Spritzer come to be?
Actually, Chris started that one, and it was, oh, come on, Chris. It was, but actually, when the way it started out, it was sort of organized differently. So, but I loved the hook, and I loved the melody. So
Yeah, the Rain
he
Spritzer.
chopped it up into pieces and kind of rearranged it and put words on it.
I mean, I came home from my urologist appointment, and that's I came up with that song. And you know, what can I say? Honest truth, right? I had an appointment, and I came home, and I sat around, and I started playing this little. I messed around with the tuning on the guitar, and it's actually a pretty interesting little tuning for me. But and then so this came up with this little lick, and I said, "Oh, we have to do something with that." At first, it was just an instrumental song. And I sent it back to Marie, and I said, "Marie, do your magic." And the next thing you know, she did her spritzer magic, and it came out
inspired.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, and Jay sings it really well. I mean, it just really, it's right in the sweet spot. So, and Joe does this cool little extra like filler lead thing in the end there, and it was really cool.
That's my favorite of our originals. That's the song that really grabs me. I think it just takes all of our strengths and brings them together. And and there's something else. Last summer, not this summer, but the summer before, when everybody was basically living in terror and not coming out of their houses. We got out the 6-foot tape measures and we practiced. On Chris's patio. And somehow that song just brings it all back. That was such an important part of my life, at least, getting out a little bit and having some live interaction. And that song just brings it all together for me.
I'm actually looking forward to the day when I might be able to do these interviews with go to someone's home or have them come here, or we just get more of a face-to-face type of program going. And I may have to do a little fudging with my camera work, but I'm sure I can come up with something. But again, it's that energy of having somebody there with you while you're doing the interview, while you're talking to someone, and look them in the eye rather than looking the camera in the eye.
Oh yeah.
It's become a challenge for me to, if you were to see my setup right now, my computer screen is directly behind the camera where I have the camera, but it's like it's probably a good 3 feet back from the camera, which means I can't read a thing that's on the screen because I don't have my glasses on. And to add to the difficulty, I also do not have a picture of the Zoom meeting, so I don't see your faces right now. I'm looking at the script that I can just barely make out. I've blown it up as big as possible so I can see my words somewhat. And so it's kind of an interesting combination of things that taking place. Trying to do a show this way, whereas live and face to face, it's much easier because you can look a person in the eye and you got both people on camera.
The trouble with the Zoom is you tend to look at yourself or the person that's speaking, which means you're not looking in the camera.
Yeah.
So, it's like everybody's sort of slightly looking off into space half the time.
Right. Well, that's why I put the camera in front of everything.
Well, you're looking straight ahead.
Yeah. So I'm looking right at the camera because in order for me to see the screen, the camera's kind of in between. Yeah. Now, out of the songs that we just talked about, we have not yet heard Rain Spritzer. So why don't we take the time to listen to that, and then when we come back, we'll wind things up, and you can give us any other thoughts you might have as a group or as an individual.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Rain Spritzer, and this is Circle Round the Sun.
So this song is the first place that Marie and Chris collaborated, except for maybe putting mushrooms on a pizza. And I think it's just a great song. It was a great place for them to start. It's called Rain Spritzer.
It's 3 a.m. I can't sleep, can't see the stars, clouds are weep. House is dark, all alone, with bones. Bubbles loom, seem to grow out of coat. Oh no, shadows dance on the wall. I feel small. Rain goes on through it all, soothes my soul as it falls. No matter what is going on, no night is dark, there will be dawn. No night is dark, there will be dawn. There will be dawn. Had a dream, now it's gone. Want it back, night's too long. Stuck here in a rut, need something, don't know what. Need a song, bring me peace. Troubles fade, worry cease. Need some light, let me see what's real, what could be. Rain goes on through it all, soothes my soul as it falls. No matter what is going on, no night is dark, there will be dawn. No night is dark, there will be dawn. There will be dawn. Rain goes on through it all, soothes my soul as it falls. No matter what is going on, no night is dark, there will be dawn. No night is dark, there will be dawn. There will be dawn.
Now, I'll go around to talk to each of you one more time about if you have any last thoughts. Now, we already talked about the pandemic. We already talked about what you'd like to see happen in the world. For you personally, is there anything that you would like to do in the coming year? Just just you. Don't count anybody else. Don't think about, trying to please. So something that would make you personally happy. Hey, Chris, why don't we start with you?
I'd like to wake up one morning with a full head of hair. It would be awesome.
I've got a few
I see
inches here
that.
I can spare.
I see that.
Yeah.
I noticed it.
I'm working on that, Joe.
Joe's gonna be my hair donor. You know,
My wife told me if I cut off the hair, it's going to be a bad day.
oh,
She likes the long hair.
nice.
Well,
How about
And
you,
then there's the
Joe?
whole Samson and Delilah thing you have to worry about.
No, she will not cut off my hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something I do not have to. In fact, if I cut off my hair, that I'm in trouble. So,
Wow.
how about you, Joe? What thoughts do you have?
I'd like to get out and do some more open mics, solo stuff. I have a lot of songs that I worked on in the past. I haven't been working on them lately, but I'd like to do some more open mics. So I'm looking forward to things opening up again and getting out.
Cool. And George.
Well, when the pandemic started, I was supposed to get married, and that's been put off this entire time because who's going to go inside somewhere and blah 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 blah. So yeah, we've got to get going on that, and hopefully things will open back up in the spring or so, and we could finally do what we were supposed to do a year and a half ago. Be nice.
Well, I wish you the best of luck getting that done.
Hey, George, I know a good band that can play at the reception.
There you go.
Me too.
Yeah.
How about Marie? What do you have to say?
I was trying to think. I'm really blessed. There's nothing I desperately need or want that is not within reach. I'd love to just do more live music, more performing, just more of this. It's really, it's almost a transcendent experience. You kind of forget about everything else when you're part of music that you really feel good about.
Yep,
So more of this.
How about you, Jay?
Well, my kids and my grands are in Michigan and Iowa, and I'd like to see them more. And I think as things loosen up, that may be a little bit more possible. I'd like to write a couple of songs. I would like to learn how to actually play guitar as opposed to pretending, which is what I've done for 50 years. But things are somehow, even with the pandemic, I really couldn't be happier with where my life is right now than I am.
I hear that and echo it completely. My time spent with Carol this past let's see, now it'll be 10 months, a year and 10 months that we've been isolated, have been probably the happiest 22 months that I've lived, and I don't expect that that's going to change anytime soon. It's nice to have a partner that I don't argue with, and she doesn't argue with me. And if we don't agree on something, that's okay. We don't have to agree on it. It sort of goes back to something, I forget who it was that said it at the beginning. I think it was you, Jay. You said it'd be nice if the world got a little kinder, a little easier to live in. Leaving my
I got to tell you, it was just a great band moment. Marie and I had a little squabble about something, and I called it a fight. And George said, "Fight? You call that a fight?" So I feel like we're pretty lucky.
Yeah.
That was fun.
So I think that where we have all gone with our desires has been that once this pandemic gets to a point where we're not taking our lives in our hand to go out and be with people, that's going to be probably the first thing most of us are going to do. We're just going to get out there, and I'm going to go up to strangers and give a big wet sloppy kiss. No, wait a minute.
Give me warning, okay?
I'll be sure to stay away.
Well, you're not a stranger, so I know you. You're going to get one no matter what. So, No, I know that we're going to be looking forward to that. I'm sure it's going to be for many of us transcendent.
Yeah, we miss
It's
hugs.
just going to be a transcendental moment where
Yeah.
we get out there and, oh my God, people again.
Yeah.
It's not the same people I've been talking to for the same
Yeah.
20 months, 25 months, or however long this lasts after this. So know that my heart is with all of you when I say that I want to do the exact same things. Does anybody have any last things they would like to say before we head out?
Just thanks.
Yeah, thanks for what you're doing, Joe.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate
No,
the fact that
absolutely.
you guys, through all the convolutions that you had to perform just to make music together, I want you to know that and I'm sure most, if not all of our listeners appreciate what you went through to make music happen. And thanks for bringing that music to us.
Oh, our pleasure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm going to cut things off and hopefully we can do this again, hopefully not a year from now and hopefully face to face.
That would
That'd
be
be
good.
nice.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Until then,
Goodbye. Thanks.
peace.
Thank you, Joe. Take care.
You
Thanks.
too.
Love to Carol.